renamed a dog Indy. That was Sean Connery from Indiana Jones, if you guys couldn't get that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, Episode 8. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
I'm surprised we made it this far, everyone, but I'm happy we did, and I'm happy to those of you who are still listening. And if you know someone who left, tell them to come back, because I miss them already. We are doing a bit of a revamp, not quite, but kind of. We're going to try and slow things down. I'm going to go a little John Hamm from Mad Men on you guys and get suave. But we want to kind of take care in things and get a little bit more in touch with the movies. We don't really respect them enough by saying the title and directors and things of that nature. So we're going to try and do that. And to that point, I hired a guy to hopefully help us out with that and make the movies, a little bit more appealing to you guys, a little more fun. So the first movie we watched, his name is Arnold, so we'll let him announce the first movie. Go ahead, Arnold, if you wouldn't mind. Hi there. This is Arnold, as he said. The first movie the guys watched was Hardcore Henry. I didn't watch it with them. It's not my type of film. Too much blood and gore. Wow, it's too much of it. It was directed by, that's a tough name. You're doing great, Arnold. Just keep going. Elia Nashila, or something of that nature. I don't know. I never acted with the guy. It's starred Shabato Kobe. I don't know if that's right, Arnold. It sounds so. Stop it! Don't interrupt. Tim Roth was in it, but very shortly. He's a good actor. I like him. You want me to read more names? No, Arnold. That works. Thanks. Well, that was Arnold. He doesn't have a last name. You might not know him, but. Yeah, Hardcore Henry, if you couldn't get that, was the first movie we watched. And Robert showed me this one. I kind of avoided it when it first came out. I got dizzy for one, but... Okay, if you don't know, this movie shot all in first person. You are the camera, basically. And the main character is the camera. You can see his arms, leg, and body. And... it's like basically a first-person shooter, Call of Duty, that sort of thing, and it's fantastic. It's just a fun, gory, dirty, fun movie.
Robert? Yeah, I didn't get to see this one in theaters. I really wanted to. I remember seeing the trailer in theaters for the first time. I didn't get to see it. It finally came out on disc. Bought it because I knew I was going to love it. I mean, it's just a movie that's different from every other movie, so I knew I was going to love it for that reason. Watched it and was just blown away. I was like, yes, this finally they gave us something original, new, as far as action goes, over the top. Everything was just brilliantly done. I mean, I don't have a single complaint on this movie.
I'm going to say the same thing. The only thing I wanted was the money shot of him, and they do give you one, but it's kind of obscured a little bit, broken mirror and blood and stuff like that. But I guess it's not important. It's as I looked it up, the director actually plays Henry as well, so that's pretty awesome. It's just a blast. Every scene, from the start, you're hooked in because you wake up and you basically are Henry. The camera's Henry, and he's submerged in water. And let me go ahead and clarify this. Because a couple people said we spoiled too much. We're a discussion podcast. I won't say a review because reviewers take time not to spoil things. Uh-huh. We discuss movies and kind of every aspect of them. So I apologize to those of you who don't like spoilers. That way we don't have to say spoiler all the time because we're discussing the movies we watch.
I kind of like it when we say spoiler.
We can keep saying spoiler. So spoiler, this guy kicks butt. They take Hardcore Henry to the fullest, and you start with this amazing escape scene because he's this lab experiment basically, right? Mm-hmm. And he has you start with him getting a robotic arm and a robotic leg. And this kind of nice looking scientist lady.
She wasn't bad.
She tells him that she's his wife, and all of a sudden these bad guys break in and want to. It's kind of unclear, but they want Henry, and he makes this amazing escape. And one of the coolest things I thought was the lab was on a was it Zeppelin?
It's like yeah, that's what blew me away. Like they keep giving you these things that like you don't expect them. It's like they're you think they're on the ground, but they're not. They're way up in the air. And there's so many other examples of that. They just keep giving you stuff that you're not expecting to see, and that's one of the main reasons why I love this movie.
Yeah, that caught me off guard because he sees an exit, and you hear her say Henry no, but then he opens the door and he almost falls to his death, thousands and thousands of feet to the ground, and yeah, that first part, yeah, that was just awesome, and you already we skipped the initial killing where a guy gets levitated and shanked, which that's why I said this is this is like a video game 100% because it's you come in, you're first person shooter, you wake up and this guy gets floated in the air and killed like but it just magnificently, and the next thing you know you're in an escape pod going down with this beautiful lady and this big rescue, and these guys meet you on the ground and she tells you to fight but you haven't quite learned your skills yet, and I can't say enough good things about this movie.
I know, it's insane. It's so good.
I need to look up what kind of camera they use because, like, for everything to be shot on that one camera, which is, I'm assuming, tied to the guy's forehead. I don't know. It just turned out just amazing. We get is it ACA, the name of the organization?
Mm-hmm. What's the name of the dude?
Okay, the main villain. Psychic guy? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And they never explain how he gets his powers or what he is or anything, but he's got, was it telekinesis? Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know what they were doing. Like, why would he want to invest all this money and time into building some, like, super soldiers when he's, like, this almost impossible to kill psychic dude? But, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of, like Robert said, the main plot is this guy wants to make super soldiers. Robotic super soldiers, and but he makes, I guess Henry is a prototype, and he wants to test Henry out, or at least we think, and send Henry on his way, and Henry escapes, which is funny though because I should have questioned that. Like, he breaks in and he knows everything about Henry, and he tells Henry how he looked when he showed up, and then Henry is in one of his labs, so I should have questioned, like, why is this guy breaking into his own labs?
Yeah, it's all a setup. It's just to create this false memory so that he can imprint that on all these other super soldiers to get them to do
exactly
what he wants them to do. Because there's like they explain the only reason why they may not want to do what he tells them to do is there's some emotional attachment or disattachment that prevents them from doing so. So they create this elaborate story that makes them all want to do exactly whatever his wife, the main villain, whatever his main villain's wife wants them to do.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful setup and a great reveal at the end. But then we meet Jimmy, this guy you've seen before in District 9. Arnold, could not pronounce his name neither, can I? Sarlito Copley, is that right? Copley?
I would say Copley, yes.
He's the writer-director of District 9 and Elysium. He's in both of those movies. More the main character in District 9. And he does fantastic things in this movie. He's my favorite part of this movie. Because he's this guy who just shows up and saves Henry's life constantly. Jimmy is his name in the movie. And he is just always there. And then all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, he's dead. In a horrible fashion. The first one, he gets shot in the back of the head while he's driving.
He gets shot in the back of the head.
And
he gets set on fire.
And the reason why I love him so much is because each of these times he pops up, he's this completely different guy. Yep. You don't expect him. The first time he's this suave kind of spy.
You didn't even notice him when he was the homeless guy.
No,
because he took his glasses off. He's like, "Hey, it's me, it's Jimmy."
Yeah, and and he does this fantastic job of just blending into each of these characters, and the whole time you're sitting there questioning, why does this guy keep coming back, and how does he keep coming back? And then we get a big reveal, which I don't know. You want to leave that one?
Go ahead.
I don't know if we want to let that one out there, but yeah, I guess they do. Yeah, it's he keeps telling Henry to go to a lab. Each of his incarnations, or whatever you want to call them, keeps telling Henry to go to a lab. Henry finally makes it to this lab, and he meets after meeting a couple more Jimmys, he meets a cripple Jimmy in a chair. And then we get a great backstory of how Jimmy was the original scientist for Akon, and he's the one who was going to make these cyborgs for him. And the first batch goes wrong, so Akon uses his psychic powers to crack the spine of Jimmy. Maybe, I don't know if he wanted to kill him or not, but
no, he just wanted to torture him.
Yeah, Akon's this crazy, eccentric dude who always wears the same red sweater.
I loved him though. It's so good. That was the first reveal. Yeah, there's two reveals in it, but this is the first one.
It's true. And then you find out Jimmy has built this with his incredible scientific mind in his lab. Avatars.
Have you seen the movie Avatars?
Not the big blue ones. I do enjoy that movie. But yeah, he's built these great avatars that are all different types of people.
You can live all these different lives.
In his little wheelchair, which is awesome because he is paralyzed from the waist down in his wheelchair, and then he has this helmet that I'm assuming sinks into his mind. And then another him walks out fresh and able to stand and move and use his penis, as he puts it. And if you want to go on from here,
yeah, basically that's it. You told it all.
Yeah,
he basically is all these different people. He can see live all these different lives.
And
through his little avatar machine thingy. I don't know what you want to call it. And yeah, and then it goes on to him explaining to Henry that he is, I guess, more to him than the sum of his parts. I don't know if that's how you want to say it.
Yeah,
like he's more than just an instrument to do his bidding. He's like an actual friend, and they go on from there.
And yeah, it's pretty awesome. And like I said, that was my favorite part, seeing the different characters that he plays, because you get to see one of them, this British guy, this old style Jumanji Hunter British like type dude, and he pulls it off fake great. He has the old style accent, and he's wearing the uniform, and the good shot, old chap, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just fantastic. But yeah, and then we get to the big boss battle. And I once complained about not having a big boss battle and being upset about it. This movie delivers a big boss battle.
It's almost too much though. Like so many bad guys coming at Henry. It's just like it's almost hard to watch. You have to watch it multiple times to really soak it in, because there's so many little things happening, so many fights.
And it's still all being shot from Henry's that first person view. So it's just
And what I told you before we started watching that, I'm like, there's something I didn't want to tell you. It was that last scene where he makes the bodies hover. Because I love that scene so much. It's so crazy. It's so out of back in the day, anime, now finally making it to real live movies.
They can do all that stuff, and it's great.
It's terrific.
The psychic guy uses his abilities and makes kind of a vortex of all these bodies. These bodies are super soldiers that Akon made that all have. He kind of succeeds in some of his plan. Makes, I don't know, maybe 100. Was it 100? Maybe roughly 100 super soldiers, and Henry gets hardcore on their butts and brutally. I haven't seen a scene so bloody since Dead Alive.
Yes, I was thinking that too. That's completely gore fest.
But yeah, and I don't know. I still think Dead Alive is one of the. If you guys haven't seen Dead Alive,
I love that movie.
Watch that movie. But
kick ass for the Lord.
Sorry. I almost changed my opener to that because of that scene. But yeah, it was. He makes this vortex of some of these dead bodies, and Henry gets that last oomph that the hero needs, and he's leaping from body to body to body, and then grabs Akon by the neck and rips out his own eyeball.
The first scene in the movie is like it's his old memories from his actual life, as opposed to him being whatever he is that they try to tell him to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's his old memories, and they weave that in perfectly. And so, by the end, they finally reveal, like, see, that scene that you saw in the very beginning of the movie is him remembering who he was as a real person, not as a super soldier. And then they just completely give it to you. It's just crazy. I love it.
Yeah, it is a payoff after, and you think, because you've seen, by this point, lots of action, lots of fantastic scenes that you've never seen in other movies, and they still wow you with what.
This is what I didn't want to ruin for you before we started watching the movie. Like, so Akon makes all these bodies float around him. He's going to use them as like either defense or weapons or something. And then Henry runs up them. They're floating in the air in random spots.
Yeah.
And he runs up them to get to Akon to attack him for the final. That was just mind blowing.
It was great.
I just loved it.
And the way he killed him is even.
He ripped out his own eye. He's a cyborg, basically.
Yeah.
So he rips out his own eye, and he's got some cable attached to his eye, and he wraps it around, I guess, his head, and then like rips his
mouth back.
From mouth back, and rips him in half.
Like, kind of piano wire to the extreme, and it's a real testosterone movie. I'm not saying that women want to enjoy it, but
I don't know if a lot of girls are going to really like that movie because they like chick flicks and stuff. But
there's a lot of
for dudes, this is your.
If you love Call of Duty or Battlefield or any of those games, if you like Dune, just watch it, and it's great. It's great payoff. Very fun movie too. That's Hardcore Henry, and it was hardcore.
It was brilliant.
It was brilliant. It was very good.
I can't wait to watch it again.
I will try and get the lady to watch it. We'll see. That brings us to trailers. I'm gonna pause here and not sing the trailers. We're trying to remember to insert trailer song here. My trailer today, Kong Skull Island. I am a big King Kong fan. Oddly enough, I like Kong more than I like Godzilla. Not for any reason.
I agree with you there.
It's just like I remember one of my fondest memories was going to the library and they had this monster book section. There were two versions of King Kong and King Kong versus Godzilla, sorry. One was a Japanese version, one was an American version. In the American version, Kong was about the same size as Godzilla. In the Japanese version, he only went up to Godzilla's ankles, so it was very funny. But yeah, he is and it's a great story. You get this beast taken from his homeland, and he's confused, and he needs to survive. But he meets this beautiful woman, and he thinks he's found a friend in her, and she tries to protect him, but it's just not meant to be. And the monster dies. It's Beauty and the Beast, and it's sad. But and I actually enjoyed the last Kong with Jack Black and Adrien Brody.
It wasn't horrible.
It was very long, but I really enjoyed that one too. I don't think we get enough Kong. We get a lot of Godzilla shoved in our face, but not enough Kong. But this is going to cross over with 30 boy. This is going to cross over with the new Godzilla movie, and we will get a new Godzilla King Kong, which I cannot wait for. They're doing no complaints now because King Kong is freaking huge.
The last Godzilla movie, did you like it?
There were parts.
I hope this one does better than the last Godzilla movie.
I'm not sure what I don't know if they're going to go right into King Kong Godzilla or if they're going to do another Godzilla then King Kong Godzilla. But
they do something if you can't base it off of that last Godzilla.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
I think they were like they teased Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad so much and then he just kicked the bucket so soon, like, which was fine. I mean, I like the shocker. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I like the shocker and everything, but yeah, it was yeah. But yeah, that was mine. What about yours?
Mine was strangely Power Rangers. I know.
Go.
I don't.
Power
Yes,
Rangers.
sing the song. I know a lot of people are probably like that's silly, stupid. It's Power Rangers, but it's Power Rangers for God's sakes.
Yes.
It's great. I mean, I grew up. I remember when Power Rangers came out. It seemed dumb at the time. It kind of was, but it was still good. It was a good dumb. So don't completely hate on Power Rangers. The new trailer for Power Rangers, I think, looks fantastic.
I agree.
They're definitely making it modern. They are definitely like making it so like a wider audience will like the movie,
And darker too.
and definitely darker. And I have no problem with darker. Darker is good. And I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just like the idea that they're actually making like a legitimate Power Ranger movie is not like a corny, cartoony Power Rangers
It's
movie.
more intense.
That's based off the TV show, but like a legitimate one. It just seems amazing to me. And I like Power Rangers. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched them in a long time, but I remember when they first came out. And yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it's yeah. I am looking forward to it too, and it looks like they're going a route where I don't remember the Power Rangers having abilities out of their suits back in the olden days, but it looks like now
they did, but they were just like really good at what they did as opposed to being super
strong and yeah okay. There was one episode, and here's me going on a tangent again. One episode of Power Rangers way back when the Turtles had a live action TV show back in the day as well. Short lived, but it happened. And there was a girl that joined in. She was from a different dimension in the Turtle verse and everything. I watched it, of course, because I was a Ninja Turtle fan. Well, they had this epic crossover event with the Ninja Turtles versus the Power Rangers, and it was great. Rita somehow convinced the Turtles that the Power Rangers were bad guys. Have you seen this?
I have not.
It's pretty awesome. And the Turtles are the Turtles. They're just ninja masters. They are excellent at what they do. So they not only kick the Power Rangers' butts on the ground, but they break into their Zords because there are little doors at the foot, apparently, and kick them out of their Zords as well. And it's just something that lives in my memory, and it's great. But sorry, I just had to throw that in.
I did not know of this.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it because it's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. And I think Bryan Cranston, speaking of him, I think he's playing Zordon.
Whoa!
Yeah. So, which
went to a Comic-Con and like saw like Tommy, the Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm. He's
it's so weird. It's like to see him in real life. But yeah, I loved it.
he was hosting the costume contest.
Yeah, the costume contest.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see what they do with Zordon and if Alpha will make an appearance because he doesn't quite fit the mold of the dark they're going, it seems. But what do I know? And here we are. We're two fantastic beasts and where to find them. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard me on several occasions gush about my Harry Potter fandom.
You are a Harry Potter fan.
I started today. I sent Rob a message and I said, "Do you want to try some butter beer?" So he did some homebrewed butter beer. And did you like it, sir?
It was delicious.
And I'm still drinking some. We kind of added a little spice, but Harry Potter to me is fantastic, and that's no pun intended. But I love that universe. I love diving into it. Before we get into Fantastic Beasts, your favorite of the 8 Harry Potter films?
Oh, good God. Put me on the spot. I'd say the first one. You hate it? Because it introduces the storyline.
Gotcha.
And for me, I don't know, I'm probably going to make you mad.
No.
The first, like Harry Potter has such a great thing going for it. Mm-hmm. It introduces a character that is like, it's got a mystery behind him. Everybody's like, oh, he's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He's Harry Potter. It's like, because he survived this crazy event, which the villain, you can't even say his name. You're not supposed to, but it's so brilliantly done, and that's all through the entire series. Fantastic Beasts didn't necessarily do that for me. So
they went a different
route. There was some slight disappointment, but not over like overall. Was it a good movie? Yes, but did it disappoint slightly because of the base that it was coming from? Yes.
Gotcha. Ooh. Okay, well,
there's gonna be a fist fight.
No, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? My favorite is the third. Introduction of Sirius Black.
Because you like that character.
I do enjoy Sirius.
You're projecting.
Sirius? I am.
You're projecting.
But like it's a lot of them are whodunits, but that one for me is a big time whodunit because you have this big mystery of, is Sirius Black the bad guy?
That's what's so good about Harry Potter is the mystery.
Yeah.
They for me, and then like Fantastic Beasts doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I hate to burst anybody's bubble.
No. Let's go ahead and get to Fantastic. Somebody seems to have some quirks with it.
I do.
And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Like, I knew going in it would be different because no kids, for one.
So it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all for me. But I knew that the lack of kids would make this a little bit darker because she can go dark. I've seen her go dark before, and she can go dark.
And she went for the audience that was into
back in the day
Harry Potter, but has slightly grown up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, and it shows. It definitely shows. A kid gets punched in the face by an adult. So, like, I was okay. Not okay. Sorry. I'm going to back up. Forget I said that. I understand kids getting spankings with belts. Like, I was like, okay, that's normal. He's an orphan. But when Colin Farrell punched that kid in the face when he was crying, I was like, whoa, now. What are we doing here? So let's start with Newt Scamander.
Okay.
What am I doing? Arnold! Never mind. Forget it. Look up the people in this one.
Passed out.
I'll go back. He's drunk over there. Arnold? Shut up! Okay. Sorry. Okay. Newt Scamander. This is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Written by J.K. Rowling. Directed by David Yates. And I'll get the actors' names because I'm still learning them. But Newt Scamander, what do you think of him?
The particular, I don't. Oh my God! You know what? He didn't. I wish they would have gave more background storyline for that particular character. They gave a little bit. They're like, "Ooh, Dumbledore liked you." I don't care if Dumbledore liked you. Like, give me some actual information. Give me like what he actually did or didn't do to make Dumbledore actually like him. Then I would have been like, "Oh hell yeah!" But because they didn't do that, they just kind of threw him in there, and he was super awkward. That was my problem. Massively awkward. It annoyed the hell out of me.
I don't think he looked a person in the face in that whole movie.
No, which I understand. I can sympathize with that. But they just didn't give the information that they needed to for me to love that character. I didn't care. It was like, oh well. He's like weird. He's like he doesn't talk to people, which is fine because similar. But it's like he just didn't. It just didn't give it to me. I don't know. I hated it. I did not like his character.
But I'm notorious for this because, well, I say that, but only a few people know it. Harry was my least favorite character in the Harry Potter series.
Really, I didn't know.
Yeah,
was Hermione?
No, Hermione. Don't get me in trouble.
No, I know who it was. It was Snape.
Yeah, Snape was my favorite character in all the series, even though he was skulking in the shadows most of the first books and early books.
I do give that to you. I love Snape.
But yeah, and then when he was proven to be a good guy, I was like, ha! Take that, everybody! But yeah, like because Harry is a okay wizard. Like there's nothing really great about him. He survived because of love from his mom. Go ahead.
He had a everybody was like, oh, it's Harry. It's the guy who survived the attack from whoever, the person who you're not supposed to name. So that for me, that just like put him like up on a pedestal.
For you.
And how he was able to deal with being put up on a pedestal is what made me like him. He's put up on a pedestal, like you're the guy that survived this, that, whatever,
and just deal with all that on a regular basis.
Yes.
He
lived up to the legend. He lived up to the legend of being him.
But he kept getting. It's like he had a pattern of being raised extremely high and broken way, way down, and then bouncing back extremely high and then broken. Like it happened quite a bit, and
he kept getting up.
He did keep getting up, and that's Harry's best trait, in my opinion, is the fact that he is so determined and so strong-willed that he will get back up and fight no matter what.
Batman Begins.
But why do we fall, Master Bruce? But yeah, he like I'm weird.
You're a huge Harry Potter fan, though.
I put myself in movies when I watched them. So
do I.
I'm like, I would be I would want to be an extraordinary wizard. Like, and who knows what I would be dealing with if I had that much on my plate. I don't know if I could focus in school and things like that. But like, you look at Hermione, and this isn't just because she's pretty, Kelly, but you look at Hermione, and she excels in everything. Like, and no, she didn't. Her parents aren't dead. That's true. No, she doesn't have to deal with all the fame. That's true. But she still finds the time, so much so that she's like, give me a time turner so I can get even more work on me. Like, I feel that's how I would be, regardless of the fact that my parents are dead. That would motivate me even more so to be the better wizard. You know what I mean? Right on. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. That's my only thing. So that's a long way of just going back to saying Newt Scamander was not my favorite either. I agree. He was way, way, way too awkward, and
he was compassionate, but he was like an awkward compassion. Yeah, I didn't dislike him.
I liked his relationship between him and
his sidekick, tree fork looking thing.
No, his Ron, the baker.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna pull this up if you want to go ahead and see them.
This is weird, but for me, like, the movie is called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but there weren't that many beasts in it. They kind of the beasts kind of remind me, if anyone's ever watched the Nickelodeon show Avatar, and like the creatures that they reveal in that show, kind of there's similarities, but I thought there would be more beasts. Like I wanted beast more, like something like there was a scene where he didn't have his wand, but he had a couple of his beasts hidden, like in his coat or whatever.
I like how he used them as weapons.
And he used them as weapons, and he was able to get out of a situation. That was great. I wish that would have been like used more throughout the entire movie, and I would have loved his character more and what he was doing more. But it just wasn't. It was just kind of absent.
Because he clearly has skill, like as a wizard, and it seems like he's used these things in this way before because he's kind of it flows naturally.
Yeah, there's this weird moment where like the guys ask him like, "Why does Dumbledore like you so much?"
Yeah, like, Graves,
and he doesn't know, but he knows, but he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and but yeah, him and Dan Fogler, that's his Kowalski. Who was in Balls of Fury. He goes from Balls of Fury to... Remember the ping pong ball movie? He goes from Balls of Fury to Fantastic Beasts and Where. That's just goes to show you put your mind to it.
Favorites, but
I just love the scene in that where they're both walking up to the table doing the robot and sorry. But that relationship for me, it kind of maybe I was looking for that Ron and Harry relationship, and I think that they did it.
I was more drawn to the relationship between him and the actual magic user that was liking him.
Tina?
Yeah. That couldn't really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. That relationship I liked.
Or Mary, what was her name?
That was cool. And they hinted at it that the main character and then the main female character might have a little something, but then they let it go. And I appreciate that though. It just wasn't blunt and just like, yeah, they're gonna, whatever.
Yeah, hibbity dibbity. But and her. She was not very
so mad
likable
at her through the entire movie.
Like
I don't know if you were, because she's just constantly trying to be like this expert
and screwing things up.
And screwing things up.
Yeah.
She basically almost got him killed.
Yes.
And I was so mad, and he didn't face him in the slightest. He was just like, "That's okay. I'm still going to save your life." I would have been mad. I would have been like, I can't say the words that I'm thinking.
And that's what I did like about him actually is his compassion, like for the beast, because that was his main focus, and he stayed on focus pretty much the whole time. Like he wanted to get these beasts to that particular beast to where
that one beast,
to Arizona,
the 6-winged
griffin-like creature.
I'm sorry.
She was not my favorite though.
People who love Harry Potter, I have so many complaints about this movie.
No, like that's what we're here for.
But you know what? It's a good movie.
Yeah,
I would definitely say go see it. But
because your complaints sound like they're not about the movie; it's more of the characters. Exactly. So yeah,
but it is what it is. It is what it is. This movie got so much hype because it is what it is.
Yes.
And Harry Potter is genius, but again, Harry Potter has that mystery all the way through the entire series that draws you in. You're like, every single episode, they're like, I don't want to say episode, but every single movie, they reveal something new. Like, but this one, they just didn't. They just didn't have the background story. So it just makes me...
what about the Grindelwald thing? Did that do anything for you, not knowing,
No, it's like, it was, who's Grindelwald?
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden it's Brad, what's his face? What's it?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? It's okay, whatever. But I don't know. It was okay, but it just seemed like it was forced.
Because I think they do the quick flip by of the newspapers in the beginning, showing you
that was at the very beginning. Like they really tried to build up him, but then when you finally see him at the end,
because it's like 2 hours,
you knew it was him.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the background. Like I don't know. I just needed more.
You think she thinks she geared more towards the readers, or like you haven't not read it? Do you think that, or
well, you've read all the Harry Potter movies, so Harry Potter books. I'm sorry, so I haven't. But for this particular one, even though I haven't read the Harry Potter books, the movies still resonate with me.
Okay, gotcha.
But with this one, it didn't resonate because there just wasn't enough information to give me to make me want to care or whatever about the character.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I appreciate like the villain was hidden the whole time, but like hidden in plain sight.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like actually, it's kind of like the first one.
Mm-hmm, but
was that same one?
But then maybe I'm just mad because they like threw Johnny Depp in there as like this guy was pretending to be Johnny Depp the whole time. It's like, so what? I don't care. It could have been any actor.
Get rid of Johnny Depp. It's
could have been anybody. It doesn't matter.
I like that because I actually liked Colin Farrell's Graves. I like that character.
I thought he was good. Yes.
He was the straight man who followed orders when he needed to be, and then he stalked in the shadows and did some very dirty deeds.
Yeah. But playing with the boy's emotions was kind of nasty.
Yeah.
I don't want
to. But once again, knowing Grindelwald, that fits his mold. He was looking for power, and this thing was this rare power, and that. Dumbledore, I'll give you a little backstory. Dumbledore and Grindelwald, that's what their relationship was built of. They met each other as teenagers, and they both wanted to be the best wizard in the world. And they both pursued unknown power, and Dumbledore almost lost his grasp back then up until his sister died. Go ahead.
Was that in the Harry Potter books?
Mm-hmm.
I think for not reading that, I don't know that.
Exactly. Yeah, and
it brings a different perspective to the movie.
So they were these boys who wanted power, and Dumbledore realized that Grindelwald wanted to go about it in the Grindelwald way, which is Muggles should be under us. No Mage. I guess I'll change it for this movie. No Mage should be under us. We should control them because we're the powerful, but for the greater good. And Dumbledore for a while was going along with it, but then his sister died, and he realized, you know what? This isn't for me. And then Grindelwald went on his way and started his conquering and become the greatest dark wizard before Voldemort.
I clearly need to read the books because I'm missing a lot of the storyline here.
Yeah. So, yeah, he goes on a terror. Grindelwald, like I said, was almost unstoppable until Dumbledore said, and I think the only reason he didn't do it sooner was because it was his friend and a possible lover, which we might get into in the later movies. Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's the rumor, that because she came out saying Dumbledore was gay, and Dumbledore spent a lot of time with Grindelwald back then. So we'll see if that comes to light in this movie.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But more power to them if they do.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, they do that in the next 4 movies. But I think...
So there's going to be 4 more movies?
4 more movies.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I think that was just a setup. I don't know if Newt has been confirmed to be a part of all 5. But I'm not sure if he's going to be the main plot. Because it seems like they're going to go more into that Grindelwald, Rise to Power, Dumbledore thing. But none of that's confirmed yet, but that's everything I've read. That's what looks like they're going to.
I didn't hate Newt. I did really like the character, but I just wish they gave us more up front so that I could love him even more.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep, it does. Yeah, because we spend the first half of the movie we don't know who this guy is. Like, he's just lost his beast, and he's causing havoc trying to get him back.
Yeah, I just wish he had used his beast so much more. It's it would have been great. There's a scene where he doesn't have his wand, and he's fighting through a whole bunch of wizards, but he's still able to hold his own with just his beast. That was so brilliantly done.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that through the entire movie. If they would have done that more, added more beast, focused on the actual title of the movie, like Fantastic Beasts, then I would have loved it so much more. But for me, it was a good movie. It just could have been, it didn't live up to the hype that I thought it was going to be.
Understandable. I guess we can get more into the movie because there were some fantastic scenes and effects in this movie. The briefcase thing, I thought that was awesome. The fact that his briefcase is bigger on the inside.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, but he steps in and he calls Kowalski in, waves him in, and Kowalski is a bigger guy, so he has to squeeze in, and he starts to hop, and they make it so the briefcase is coming off the ground with Kowalski's upper torso sticking out. And it's fantastically shot. It looks amazing the way they do that. And furthermore, the spells, seeing people. Go ahead. Okay.
Again, from Harry Potter, they always say the name of the spell they're casting. They didn't necessarily do that in Fantastic Beasts.
And I knew that was going to happen because, not to sound like a know-it-all, I'm sorry, but
you do know your Harry Potter.
The kids are still learning, and in the books it mentions that once you're more of an adult, you don't have to even say the spells at all.
It's kind of the reason why I love Harry Potter more so than the Fantastic Beasts thing, because they're still learning. It's like they're introducing you as a viewer into the world of magic, so you're kind of learning it along with them.
Yeah, I think that is honestly, when I say that, that's one of the things that drew me in as well. Because we get to experience all these new magical things. Whereas this was more of, these guys they know their stuff. And we get to see apparition fights, which I loved. the operating all over the place. You didn't like
What
that?
were they called? The guy, the main villain? Not the main villain, but the little boy that turned into a weird spiritual thing.
The Salem witch hunters. Those guys.
I don't know if there's a specific word. He had one.
Oh, the
in his
squad, something.
In his little.
It's when a wizard kid holds in their power and they don't let it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's evil grows.
Yeah, what was that called? That's what I was
yeah, I can't think of it. It starts with I'll find it if you wanna. Did you that caught your eye or
that was awesome? I like that idea, but it's just like what I don't know. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Like you're gonna act out. Basically, you're gonna be violent and try to destroy a thing or two here or there, but it's like, what are you really gonna do with that? Untapped power.
The way I was thinking about it is like why people want the Hulk. They would, because in a few comic books, some bad guys capture Bruce Banner, and they strap him to a medical bed and fly him over a city that they want destroyed, and then they just push him out. And when he hits the ground, the Hulk wakes up angry as heck and destroys that city and any bad guys in that city that they want. So I imagine Grindelwald would do, hey, pat the boy in the right direction and unleash heck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I would see him going with it. But,
yeah, that makes total sense. Now that you say it.
Because Grindelwald was all about, because he would like imagine him coming here and I'm gonna beep that out, but like him coming here and just unleashing, just to destroy a city of Muggles. You know what I mean? Just to do it, like, because that's the kind of person he was. Because you got to think he recruited, just like Voldemort, recruited giants, recruited Dementors, like all these things, just for their destructive power. So, but yeah, that thing was awesome, and I cannot find what it is called. I'll get it
it's on the tip of my tongue, but I get it.
I'll get it in the description.
But do you think that the villain, like him as a villain, was like worthy of a Harry Potter movie?
No,
like based upon like Voldemort. You have Voldemort.
See, and that's where I'm conflicted, because you make a good point to where just the big reveal that, oh, this is the guy who escaped from prison, that we didn't even get to see the front of his face. We saw the back of his head in the beginning of the movie, but we didn't get to see the front of his face.
And he killed like how many wizards?
But yeah,
like one whoosh.
Like coming, not knowing, and like I said, they did try and pepper you with it with the newspaper clippings and all that. But I liked him more as Colin Farrell, Graves' character, because he was actually doing everything. And granted, they did give. Oh no, they didn't even give Grindelwald a good. I mean, it was all him in hindsight, but like, because there's a scene that I'm thinking of where Graves goes nuts, and he's just all the auras are just bolting spells at him, and he's just casually casting them aside just to get to the president, and then
he was a good wizard.
Newt uses his
I think it's called Obscurio, something like that.
Obscure, yes, you're right. Yep, Obscurio. Yeah, that's what the kid. And normally it would kill a child.
By like age 10?
By age 10,
like
yeah.
That, but he was like probably about 15, 16?
15, 16. And Colin Farrell punched him in the face.
I like how his character used the boy to try to find the Obscurio. And then like, I'm done with you. And then it ends up being
that was
a good still tries to backtrack. Like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to cast you aside. You really are my friend. I want to be your friend. Blah blah blah. No,
I did enjoy that. Like, I didn't see it coming actually, because they make this little girl so weird.
They make you think it's the girl.
Yeah,
they make you think it's the girl, but it's not the girl.
The whole time spoiler. The whole time
she's dancing around, singing
she's
songs
skipping.
About burning witches.
Kill a witch should die. Witches need to burn on the cross. And like she has these blank eyes, and she plays it perfectly. And they're like, "Hey, this is her. Look over here. Look over here." Just like real magic, the sleight of hand. Look over here when I'm really doing this. And yeah,
Yep, they did it perfectly. They made you thought you figured it out mid movie
hmm
who the girl was or the
and
kid
he
was.
even they even goes so far as to hide a wand underneath
Mm-hmm.
her bed. So you're like, oh well, I knew that.
It was
Duh.
of course,
Yeah.
her, but it wasn't.
And then he goes in the alley and punches a boy in the face and realizes how wrong he was. So I won't get over that. That I did enjoy that part. That was like the big reveal. I think
Mm-hmm.
that the movie set the movie off. But back to what I was saying, like knowing what Grindelwald becomes for me because I know the history. It was like, whoo, but I can see if I didn't know.
Yeah, for being newly introduced to it, it just seems like a non-event.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Some dude, good for you.
But I'm hoping in the next, couple movies they show. I'm gonna have to go and read up on Grindelwald because I'm not sure. I don't ever recall him being stopped like that because the guy had the Elder Wand while he was in power. Maybe he doesn't have it yet. Maybe he's gonna get it, but. Like the way they just caught him and bound him, and of course he says, "You're not going to keep me." And do you recall what he said to Newt as he walked by? I wish I had a rewind button. It's something we all die. I barely heard him. It wasn't very audible for me. I'll have to rewatch it 1,000 times, like I'm going to. But I can see how that didn't do it for you. That last.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think this movie was bad by any stretch of the imagination. It was a good movie. I definitely recommend going and watching it. It just didn't live up to the hype that I thought.
From the past.
From the past, from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It didn't live up to the hype. I don't know anything about that character. If I had read the books, I'd probably be more in love with it. But because I haven't read the books, it just didn't blow my mind.
And I don't know, I'm hoping. I have high hopes for what she does with the next ones, and knowing her, she has something up her sleeve. She's going somewhere with this, and there's probably 1,000 things we missed that'll loop around and come back, like just like the Horcruxes. She casually mentions an item in book 2, and all of a sudden that's a Horcrux for Voldemort in book 7. So I'm hoping there's some things we missed and that we come, and that's what's also fun about these is we don't have that history of oh yeah, I read that, so I know what's gonna happen. It's all a surprise to everyone, which I find great too. And just once again, as Robert has said, going out there, if you're going to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, expecting Harry Potter and etc., it's not that at all. This is a different era of the wizarding world of Harry Potter, but it is in no way Harry Potter.
Not just because it's in America now instead of being overseas. It's it's completely different.
And the time period too. Harry Potter is set in the early 90s, so this is what 1920-ish mobster.
Yeah, it goes back.
Yeah, so
it's older.
So yeah, that's also
kind of
a something. Yeah, something you have to get used to, which I'm sure you know just by the clothing they're wearing and everything. But that
I did love the woman who could read everybody's mind.
The main character, main female character's sister.
Just didn't care. That was awesome.
And I liked her. I'm realizing as I'm talking about this, I really like Kowalski because his character interacting with people, maybe it's not him, maybe it's his interaction with other characters. I really enjoyed that. Him interacting with her and how he's all Luffy and...
Does he, do you know any of the, does he remain a nomad?
I don't know. He can't become a wizard. Even a squib, which the kid wasn't. He thought... if you're not a non-wizard, you can't be a wizard. But
what if he gets together with old girl's sister and has a child?
They can make wizards.
They can make wizards.
Yeah. And I've always said, like I said, I put myself in these movies, so I think to myself, I'm born in a wizarding family. My entire family's wizards. and then I all of a sudden don't have powers. How much would that suck? Like, and then they call me a squib on top of it. It's like, are you kidding me? Is there like not some potions? I would just throw potions at people, you know? But yeah, so I am curious to see if they will do something with those two in the future movies, because he clearly still has some.
He was a major part of the movie,
and he has some recollection because his bread is creatures.
If they made another movie with those same characters and then put him in it, I would be pretty upset.
Yeah,
I'd be like he's part of that group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was our new Ron, Hermione, Harry, and Neville. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's. I could probably find things to talk about this for a while.
Fantastic Beast and Where to Find. Why weren't there more Beasts?
Why weren't there more
There
Beasts?
should have been more Beasts. That's the title of the movie.
I think they were like, their whole load blowing, pardon my French, was when they went in the briefcase and they're like, hey, look!
There was a few. There was like 5 or 6, but there wasn't a load. Like, there should have been a load. He should have been like using Beast left and right through the whole movie, because that's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
That's one thing that threw
But he
me.
was trying to find a beast the whole movie.
He was trying to find a beast, or he was trying to like let loose a beast that he had in his briefcase.
He did want to let loose a beast, but he did have
weird. Because like, can you just release that in Arizona? Or
apparently not, because America has, as we learned, America has laws and they don't like the beasts. Like, they've been killing them, and which is kind of counterproductive to his point, because he wants to preserve beasts, yet he's going to release one in the place where he knows they get killed. So
strange.
But with that said, I think he changed the mind of a lot of wizards and witches by
the president of wizards and witches.
She and good on JK for thinking, a woman president.
Yeah, not with the reality though, but okay.
Wizards are better thinkers than us anyway. So, but yeah, that's Fantastic Beasts. Not really, because I can dive deeper. I think
you could go on.
But we have more shows. So, news segment we're gonna call suggestions, and I don't think I have a song for this. Nope, don't have one. So in this, we're just going to suggest a movie that you may not have seen to each other and to you guys. And if you happen to have one and want to email us or tweet us or Facebook us,
please do.
Yes, please do, because I love watching new movies. Robert, I know, loves watching new movies as well. The author,
yes,
Off the Beaten Path. Just email us at gowatchamovie@yahoo.com. Tweet at us at gowatchamovie. Facebook /gowatchamovie. Everything's gowatchamovie. So, do that for us. But we're going to give you our suggestions. We'll go first with this. Me. Mine is little known Ryan Gosling film, which people don't say often because Ryan Gosling is a big superstar heartthrob. But this one, like, kind of flew under the radar. Lars and the Real Girl. Now, this movie, when I first saw it, I don't know in what context I saw it. I happen to be a big Ryan Gosling fan, minus The Notebook. Even though I've seen The Notebook. But it's a little bit sappy, and I will watch it again if you want to. But The Notebook, I'm sorry, Lars and the Real Girl. It is Ryan Gosling plays a character I've never seen him play before. He's not this heartthrob. He's this almost Newt Scamander-ish, if not more so than Newt Scamander, actually. I'm not going to say if not. He's a weird, awkward guy. He actually even kind of fattens up for this film to look even more weird.
He normally plays awkward, though.
Does he?
I think so.
But he has that whole I can get any girl kind of collar up, bad boy, pretty boy look normally. Whereas this one, I'm thinking more antisocial. Maybe that's the word I'm thinking. Okay. Like, he is...
Even in his antisocial thing, he's still getting the girl in the movie. The girl's still after him the whole time.
That's true. I guess she is.
It doesn't matter what he is.
But he has this huge Farva mustache, like this big Super Trooper mustache.
And girls don't care.
He wears the old puffy A Christmas Story jacket. Just to get to the big thing, because it kind of comes fast in the movie. Like, I thought they were going to build up to it. He doesn't talk to women. He lives in a garage, his brother and sister-in-law's garage. And one day he sees a friend on a site in which there are real dolls. And real dolls are these silicone kind of, I think the same stuff they put in breast implants they're made of. And they are anatomically correct. They have every part that a woman has. And they're the same size as a normal woman. And you can buy them, and therefore sexual acts. He sees his friend on a website for that, and next thing you know, a packet shows up in front of his garage. Now, at this point, you're like, wow, this guy's a freak. Weirdo. And we're going to see him do some things with this doll. That's not where this movie goes at all. After that, he rushes home, cleans up, and brushes his teeth, and then he's knocking at his... There's a lot of build-up here that I'm skipping, because...
I think that's the big reveal, is that it wasn't about sex. You automatically assume it's going to be about sex, but it's about relationship and love and tender... It's
and crazy
about,
people.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with sex. It's all about just and having that connection with somebody.
Earlier on, he goes up to the door of his brother's and sister's house. His sister has to literally tackle him to invite him to dinner before this real doll shows up. And when this thing shows up, he comes up to their door, knocks, big grin on his face, and says, I have a guest. And I want you guys to meet her. Can we have dinner? And they're so excited for him. They're happy. His brother's like, a girl? Winking at him, giving them a whole, wow, way to go, buddy. And the next scene, complete silence. So well shot at the dinner table. They pan to the sister's face, which the jaw dropped. They pan to the brother's face, and he's looking back at Lars and at the thing we haven't seen yet. And boom, a real doll sitting there, mouth in the mouth pose. Imagine what a doll for that purpose mouth would be. And there it is, sitting there, staring at you. And Lars, Ryan Gosling's character, is just sitting there smiling, looking around, eating, and it goes on from there. And you think, I personally think maybe this is a dream. Maybe he's gonna wake up. Maybe he's gonna have a nervous breakdown at some point in the movie. But he treats this thing like a real person and expects everyone else to as well.
And eventually everybody does.
Everyone does.
Which is what's crazy part about it.
Because they know this guy's a little off.
They even take her away from him and then have events. They'll do things with her when he's not there and still treat her like a real person.
And at one point he gets frustrated because the town people all have date nights with her and he doesn't get to see her enough. So he's just mad and he pouts this movie's great and it's one of my favorite movies. Lars and the Real Girl. Go see it. Maybe Lars and the Real Doll.
Yes.
Doll, sorry. Lars and the Real Doll. Go see it. It's fantastic. And it's Ryan Gosling just acting his butt off. And he's great. He has all these little quirks where he does this whole blink thing. And it's just, watch that movie. Robert?
Yeah, mine is, I'm going to go with this time, Attack the Block.
Oh.
I think you've seen it.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you have. I've seen it multiple times. I love it. It's basically like the Goonies, but with British kids, which is weird. But
and one of those British kids is in Star Wars movie.
Yes, he ends up being in the Star Wars movie, which is great. So I was right. I was like, this guy's got talent. He ends up in a Star Wars movie. But it was amazing. It's got aliens in it. It's got this weird thing going on where you don't really know what the aliens want, and then when you finally find out, you're like, huh? And so it's got a little bit of mystery, but not a whole lot. Overall, it's just a really entertaining movie. I like every single character in it, from the older lady who is she's not really older. She's probably in her late 20s or 30s, but it seems older because everybody else in the movie is like a kid. And then like the guy who's coming to buy drugs is like a he's like I just everything about every just fits in this movie.
It is a very, very good movie.
I can't compliment it enough. It's one of those ones that I kind of find hard to explain to people, but if you watch it, you'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
So take a chance to watch this movie.
And they kind of tried to do an American version of it with The Watch, with all those comedic actors, Ben Stiller, but it's nowhere near as good as Attack the Block.
No, Attack the Block is just pure genius.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd prefer you to go in watching this movie blind, not knowing what you're about to expect, and just enjoying it, because that's what it's just pure enjoyment.
Yes, I'm going to second that. Attack the Block, rent it, watch it, find it in the video stores. I don't know when that came out, but he looked young in that.
He was young. He was probably like 15, 16, I would say. If I had to guess, I would say 15, 16. I'm probably wrong.
I want to find his name because I can't think of his name. He was a very main character in Star Wars, and this was the first time I saw him, and haven't seen him in anything else since.
Yeah, only thing I've seen him in was Attack the Block in Star Wars.
Finn in Star Wars.
Finn in Star Wars.
Yes.
Which I don't want to go off on a tangent, but Star Wars pissed me off so much.
We're gonna do an episode of that too.
We have to do an entire episode of it. I won't say anything. It pissed me off so much. Why would you do that?
Were there any good qualities for you
from that movie? Yeah, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's just there's that I left the theater pissed off because they teased and hinted so much that they were going to give you this one specific thing, and then they didn't. They took it from you. They're just like, haha, we were going to give you this, but we're not going to give it to you. No, you don't get it. They get it. These other people get it, but you don't get it.
He's only 24.
Wow.
Attack the Block was 2011, and he played Moses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's.
Don't get me wrong. I love me the new Star Wars movie, but I'm not talking about Rogue One because I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But why did they do that? They just teased you.
Well, now
do you feel that way?
Now I want to do Star Wars.
Do you feel like they teased you and like we're going to give you something and then they took it away from you?
I did leave that theater feeling gypped, but for different reasons. What do you think that they didn't? Oh, should we go into this right now?
I don't know. Maybe we should save it for
let's save it for that.
Because this is a big one. I could go on for a couple hours on this one.
Well, we're going to have these Star Wars soon. That is suggestions. Like I said, please send in your suggestions for us. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it on the show. We'll mention you on the show if that's what you want. Whatever. Just send in those suggestions. Up next. Actually, that's it. But we change. With the big bad movie guy villain thing, we're going to go ahead and just rank as they are on the site. That's how they're going to fight each other, or be determined on fighting. His 10 versus my 10, 9 versus 9, 8 versus 8, and so on and so forth until they eliminate. Is that what we said, right?
Yep, we're adding a couple.
Yeah, we are adding a couple. We added Hans Gruber from Die Hard, and we are looking for one more to join that list, which I should have been thinking about this whole time, but I wasn't. So hopefully next time we'll have that for you, and I haven't done it yet. It's been a whole week, I know, but I will get the bracket made now that I know who is facing who. It'll be easier to do. And then I'll get those, -1. The 11 and 11 spot, I guess, will be Hans and blank until we figure out who that next person will be. And do you have anything else, sir?
No.
Well, that was a fun, fantastic, hardcore episode. I tried to get both movie titles in that. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch the movie. And I'm Arnold.